Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here. It's October 6th, 2017. I just went to the bank and I tried to take out $360 out of the ATM machine, and it said it could not complete its transactions. Now, I have enough money in my account to cover that. So I had to go to the teller and get that to do it manually. The last time I ever went to, the woman behind the desk, teller, I guess. Last time I ever did that, I can't even remember. She checked the card's all right. I told her in the future, can I take cash out? She's like, yeah, no, everything's fine. It's like, okay, maybe it's just the ATM. It's probably just the ATM. You get paranoid when you're in this. So, just let me know. You can leave a comment down there if you ever had that problem and you were unable to take money out of your checking or savings account. Look, I'm sure that everyone has done their research on what happened out in Vegas. So have I. And, it's just disgraceful that they're able to get away with doing this. These sacrifices, these sacrificial deaths. It's just unbelievable that, they've restored this fear in us all the time, daily, Before I found out about all of this stuff, I was the same way too. Everybody seemed to have forgotten it already. Nobody's walking around thinking about anything anymore. They're just going about their lives. And I would have been doing that too, But when you wake up and you find these things out, that all these numbers that they have and signs and all this horse shit that they've developed to communicate to each other. Well, meanwhile, the mainstream doesn't cover any of that with numbers, of course, because that's a conspiracy if they ever talk about that. And your regular person walking on the street thinks it's like a devil sign, or a satanic thing, and it's all bullshit because they've created that. They have created all of the horse shit that you think is evil because evil does not exist, as far as I'm concerned. Here I go talking about stuff, but I don't know what I'm talking about, but who does? Who else out there can prove anything to me? And those idiot globalists who constantly leave these comments on my thing. If I'm in a good mood, yeah, maybe I'll leave a little comment, And I'm just not going to get into these pissing, matches with these people. It's these people are paid. I'm convinced now. Once with that terror, I want to get into that with you real quick too, with the terrorist act. Somebody else covered this too before I could get this video out. Somebody beat me to it. But anyway, I drive to work every day as everybody else does, and I see the worst drivers in the morning. And I'm not talking worse. I'm talking these people are threatening your lives. They're using their vehicles as weapons. They're tailgating you. They're 2 inches off your bumper. They cut you off when you try to get out of there. They're almost out there to cause an accident, and I've never seen that before. And I've been driving for a hell of a long time. I got my driver's license when I was younger. I could get it. You could get it when you were 16. I've been driving ever since then. So I've been on the road for decades, and I've never seen what I see in the morning. In the last, I don't know, probably maybe 6-7 years. I don't want to say a decade. I want to say 6 or 7 years is the worst. You're risking your life now at this point, when you're out on the road. These people, they don't care. They'll hit you if you're in your way at this point. They just don't care. That's why I'm surprised there's not as many fraudulent, claims with insurance. There probably are. I don't know about them, but all you got to do is just slam on your brakes and that person's going to rear end you. And no matter what, it's always their fault. You should know that. If you rear end anybody, no matter if it's your fault or not, if they jam on your brakes, the insurance company looks at it as your fault. Okay, back to what I was talking about with the terrorists. I listen to the 77s all day long. It's like a friend, you know, on the radio. I don't listen to half the things that they yammer about, but I don't really listen to music anymore, you know, and I don't want to listen to music when I'm driving around because it's, you know, when I'm out on the road, I want to concentrate and I want to be focused, you know. I don't want to be indoctrinated with this satanic music now, which I found out is pretty much in every song, including kids' songs, too. And you really got to watch out what your kids are watching. You know, you really have to do that. You've got to monitor everything that they're doing. You know, there's, you know, some kids grow up to be psychos, and there's a reason for that. You know, it's not a gene. There's a reason why something goes wrong with these kids, and they turn into these just complete wackos and nothing but trouble, in and out of jail, selling drugs. You know, something went wrong in their childhood at that point. So I listen to 77s in the morning and in the afternoon and at night. Savage, the Savage Nation comes on after 3 o'clock here in New York. I don't know what it, you know, I don't know if you listened to it or not. He interviewed a woman last night, and she swore that there were shooters in the crowd. Somebody sent me a video. Well, not somebody. He's a friend of mine now. We've been going back and forth on the phone. And he used to own that Murder Woke Me Up. He closed it and reopened another one. I'll ask him if he wants me to tell people about that, but I don't have many subscribers, so it's not like it's really going to make much of a difference. But anyway, my point is, he also sent me a video, and it looked like there was somebody walking around the crowd with a pistol, you know, with some kind of firearm. And I mean, you know, this is it, guys. You know, here it is. You know, I mean, they are killing us. You know, they might not be killing as many people as the media says, you know, but they are people dying accidentally. You know, you have your crisis actors who are there now interviewing. I'm sure you saw those videos. You know, what a joke. They got to get better crisis actors, man. At least don't have a smirk on your face. For Christ's sake, don't make it so obvious. Unless if that's what they want. That's what their agenda is. You know? You know, when is all of this going to come out? When's the next one? You know, when is the next one? I'd like to know. I mean, they've pretty much hit almost, I mean, with the hurricanes and the tornadoes and all this stuff. I mean, you know, you just count all the states that have been affected by everything in the last year and a half. You know, maybe you can figure this out by these satanic numbers that they're flashing and the hotel rooms that they're getting and all of this nonsense. Maybe there is a way to figure out when the next disaster is going to happen, or massacre, or whatever it be, and maybe there is a way to figure out what exactly it's going to be. Because obviously these are pre-calculated. This guy was in that hotel apparently in another satanic date. I think that was September 23rd is when he went. Another 23, you know. I mean, all of this stuff. You know, these are videos that I've been watching that I'm just conveying to you. I believe that video you should take a look at also is AMTV. Go take a look at that guy. He's got a big station and he puts this show on all the time. And, you know, I listen to him and he's got some important stuff that he's going on. And I hate even getting into this nonsense because we all know it's bullshit, but people are being sacrificed. And it's sick. It's sickening. It's sickening to my stomach when I think about this shit. I just hope nobody that you know has been affected by anything that's been going on, you know. So, here we are, you know, once again. I want to put these gatherings together. I don't know if they're, you know, if they're going to make a difference or not. You know, I just want people to come out of New York and bring this up. I don't want to have a bunch of drunken guys there, you know, yelling and screaming and talking about shit that's been covered 50 million times, you know, but I want to communicate to everybody that we should organize, all right? Especially if we live very close to each other. I mean, this flat earth is huge. It's the ultimate, you know, and then you go back and you review 9/11. Is that really where it all began? Because it hasn't. That's not where it began. You know, it began way before then. way before then, decades before then. And, you know, people are saying now 9/11 was a truce, a showing. And, you know, every time, and when I went through it, I didn't know. I thought it was real, you know. But, I mean, you just look at those buildings. Go ahead, take a look at those buildings. Watch them collapse over and over and over again. Just look at it. It just makes no sense, you know. And it turns out some of the people that really did die in there, they were assassinated for a reason. That they knew a lot of things, you know, especially at the Pentagon. Trillions of dollars were owed September 10th. I mean, it just gets worse and worse and worse. And I just think that's what it is. You know, that here, I'll put it out there. You know, they're just going to continue creating more and more shit. So we forget about all of this nonsense, because we do. We forget about everything, you know? I mean, I can't even remember the last shooting at this point. And it was huge then. I probably made a video of it, you know? But I don't remember it. You know, we're such a forgetful species. And I don't know if we've been programmed that way in childhood. And it just seems like it really is probably the truth, you know? Just not only flat Earth, but everything else. And then the few of us become filthy rich and part of the system, I guess. And the rest of us just, as I said, run around like little ants. All right, I'm making this a little longer than I wanted. I'm rambling on. But all right, well, thank you for listening to my video. I'm going away this weekend, so I might make a video sometime in there. Maybe brush up on a couple things. All right. I think I've said what I needed to say. I did say it's October 6th, 2017, right? Yeah, I'm bad with that stuff. All right.